Everyone. I'm back with my reviews, and today we're going to talk about our Chrome extension competitor because I'm going to be focusing a bit more on that, and that's AeroLeads. So let's take a look. Um, I'm going to ask this right away because I'm really curious. My dear customer facing colleagues, do you ever hear any requests to support AngelList or Crunchbase? Because the last few Chrome extension competitors I have reviewed had this option to scrape emails and phone numbers, contact info of AngelList and Crunchbase and and at the same time I haven't heard such requests from our user feed reviews or even in the reviews of those tools. I've never heard anyone be like, oh wow, I'm spending all my time on Crunchbase to get those email addresses. But at the same time, there are like five or so companies that do it, and I don't want to believe that they just do it for no reason, like no one wants it and they keep doing it. So I'm curious if you have any reference point here, let me know because that's something I'm really curious about. Well, and here is one thing that I think we should do eventually. And well, maybe this, of course, will be a bit less of the just Chrome extension itself part and more with the platform part, to be able to upload contacts like here, just a name, a last name, first name, and company, or like a CSV with first name, last name, company, and to look for their contact info for the phone numbers and emails. I think that would be useful, but for that, we first need, and I realize that, to be able to store partial records, aka save without a mail or something like that. And then I think that would be a really beneficial point to be able to upload contacts and search for their information, let's say with our Chrome extension, but like in a background. So that would be something that I think we should do. And here is also, it's a bit in the theme of storing partial records, the ability to have several email addresses. That can be useful, especially for recruiters if we're gonna actually target those in a focused manner, because like primarily you will always get the work email, but then if you want the personal email, that would be useful to have it as well, so to have several email addresses. And this one here is my absolute favorite feature to steal, and that is to set pattern for the company. So for instance, I think this guy who reached out to me, and his email was found. So it's first name dot last name at company EU. And you can set this pattern for the company. So every time I'm going to open people from Optimila, um, the search function will first try out this pattern as the pattern that this company uses. And I think this is a great thing to steal, very helpful, because indeed many companies do have a pattern and they use a pattern. So this is my absolute favorite of this tool. Um, Here is another thing that I like a lot and I find very important, and it's managing expectations. So basically, sorry, you can see that the green one, like this one, is a high confidence email. This is like an average confidence email, and it's low confidence email. And just that gives a lot of like peace of mind that, okay, I see that it's green and I'm going to email it and I'm sure it's going to be fine. But at the same time, if I see that it's red or orange or whatever this color is, then I might want to, I don't know, double check it with some Verifalia kind of tool. And giving this prevents a lot of anger, because irritation, frustration, and anger, they don't just come from something bad, they come from expecting something good and getting something bad. So for instance, if I'm emailing a low confidence email and it bounces, well, okay, I chose to do it and apparently that was a bad decision, but I could expect it, yes. And so that's why I find it very cool that they have a gradation here. Um, Here I can just say that Bohdan did such a better job with our extension because I opened my own LinkedIn profile here, and it was like try scrolling LinkedIn page to load company name, and then when it loads the company name, it looks for the email. But yeah, we do it ourselves. We don't let people scroll up and down to make sure that the company name is caught. We can do it ourselves, and I think that's great. But at the same time, I like the clear instructions. So sometimes indeed the techy things cannot work, and sometimes you need some extra things from the user. And when you give clear instructions, that's a good manner. That's a good way to make sure people again don't get frustrated with your product. Well, and to me, looking for my own email address is always like a very important part of the reviewing of email finder processes of those competitors, because it doesn't make too much sense. My first name and last name and my email don't coincide. So my email is Liz@reply.io, but well, my name is Lesia. So far, no scraping tool has found my email address off LinkedIn, and this one failed as well. At least they gave an orange one here, but that definitely should have been a gray one. And this, of course, doesn't make sense. And also, they pulled up completely wrong information about us. We are not in Turin, and we are not .eu. We are .io. So I would say that it really didn't do a good job actually getting information about reply and about me. Um, it's another open question that I have to everyone who's watching. How about searching with an extension? I personally don't see a point in it because it's smaller here, it's less convenient. You could do it in your own like LinkedIn, and anyhow it gets stuff out of LinkedIn. So I don't see why this is necessary. But I was curious if anyone asks you, or if you use our extension, if you ever think, oh, that would be cool, that would be comfortable to search within the extension itself, other than from LinkedIn. And hello, Botan. And well, hello, Evgeny Designer. Can you see those three scrolls in a row here? This was crazy. Like their UX is terrible, according to my opinion. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, that would never happen in reply. But at the same time, I like the ability to add those contacts that you want, to discover the emails of those contacts that you want. We don't have it yet. And William has been asking for a long time, Baba Alexienko. So I am intending very much to do that, to be able to discover the particular emails of particular people you want, instead of just our extension going down the list, the whole list, and maybe you don't need all of the people on the list. So this is something worthwhile, but the scree scrolls are really, yeah. And another one that is worth thinking about is the ability to push two CRMs from the extension itself. So we have here like a button. We have MailChimp, Insightly, Pipedrive, well, Salesforce, did I mention it? Zapier, Zoho, HubSpot, and oh, sorry, and Fresh Sales. So we have those, and if you upgrade, you get like a little button that lets you send the contact right away to the integration, to the CRM, which is a nice to have thing. But at the same time, we do have an extensive instant integration within Reply. So I'm not 100% convinced that this is something we should spend our time on right now and resources. But yeah, I would love to hear what you think. And this one has been coming up a lot as well. So scraping off the sides. I have brought it up with William, and he said that he doesn't actually need it because he doesn't need all emails from some company. He needs just those targeted people, particular people. Yeah. So that might not be something as well that we would do right away. But this is something that is also worth considering because, again, a lot of people do use it. Well, and the results here were pretty not bad. Oh, and this one is something I want to steal maybe as well. So, like when you navigate this AeroLeads extension, you have this option feedback and in parentheses free credits. So, if you write a feedback to them, you get some free search credits. And I think it's a very good way to stimulate people because, well, writing a feedback takes something of your time. And when you feel like you receive something for that, it probably stimulates you to do it more. So, this is something I would want to do as well. And here we have some pricing because this is something that I also want to think about a bit more. And you can see that like they start off with 1,000 credits, but a huge shout out. Credit is everyone that you save to your list. And even if their email address is complete bollocks, it's gray, less than 10% chance that it's correct, it's still going to cost you a credit. That's why, of course, here the credits are pretty, yeah, well, extensive. But the $500 per month for 15,000 credits is a lot. I would say it's cheap. Sorry, I would say it's expensive. So that was interesting to see. And here they like the import and export is present. And well, the information that they look for. And here they also have the breakdown per user. So that is also interesting that you can actually share this credit with other people. That might also make sense for us in the future. Well, and also support, like the more you pay, the better support you have. So that was interesting to see. I find this too expensive for what it is. But this was, yeah, this is what it is. Well, and feedback. Okay, maybe I should just move it a bit, like here. I don't. I'm not putting here any positive feedback because positive feedback is always the same. It's I liked the tool. I searched and found enough phone numbers and email addresses. So that's basically it. But the negative feedback is more interesting here. So the UA and UI UX interface is terrible, which is I concur. Here it's this thing that I mentioned before that it charges free credits even it gives no contact information or wrong contact information. That is also something people don't really like. Well, sometimes the tool is not completely accurate and double checking with Google. Mm, Price, yes, that's going to be an issue. And here is something that I consider our competitive advantage. So the person here says, when you use so many SaaS products, it all adds up, and that is very much true. You use a CRM, you have some lead sorting kind of place as well. You have some sales engagement. So this is really good that we are able to offer the engagement as well, and together it's definitely going to be cheaper than just this sourcing tool. And here as well, it's another our advantage. So it doesn't have an email automation process, so it only offers one thing, and it's too much for what it asks. Yeah, so that was the most interesting feedback I have found. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it interesting, and please come back to me with the answers to those two questions I asked because I'm really curious. Well, and bye.